Hello everyone, and welcome again to American Mcgee's Alice in Wonderland. Here we are in the library, and we're gonna go check out some books. And a few card guards, apparently. Let's use the stupid mallet, why not? Must be a book about flying. Don't think anyone's going to read it, but, you know, it's there at least. Unlike the rest of these books. And here we have the very, very normal spiral elevator. Giving me a bit of vertigo, but that's okay.
Steps to enlightenment brighten the way, but the steps are steep. Take them one at a time.
Not entirely sure what you're talking about there, Cat, but let's move on. I do believe I'm going to go to the other side. Alice does not handle slopes well in this game. She tends to want to walk side to side on them, like she slides very, very slightly every single time. So be sure to compensate for that if you ever do play this game. And here's another book. Probably something about floating, maybe. And more card guards, who'd have thought? Oh, that guy could have, you know, stayed up here, help me out a little bit. Here we are in the little hook elevator, fun stuff, and our last book. Rude, Diamond Card Guard, very rude. Rude enough to die for it? I think so. And here we have it. Let's see if we can make across without falling this time.
There's no lock, but it won't open. It's stuck.
Treat it like a Chinese box or a stubborn lid. A tap in the right spot might do the trick. You call that a tap? Fortunate I didn't suggest force. You might have pulverized it.
And here we have the next part of the game. And the books rearranging themselves for very little reason. Because if you just jump down here and fall onto the book,
poppies, sugar and
cutscene.
spice, all those things are very nice. When combined, the proper mixture makes a getting small elixir. I don't really like sweets.
And after landing into a book, we get teleported to another part of the school. Truly, learning does take you to higher planes. This next part of the school isn't exactly the easiest in the world. Not that I'm saying it's difficult, but you do fall into a lot of pits, and it is excessively annoying the first time through it. And here we are. I'm not sure what this would be as far as schools are concerned, but I'm sure it's very important to higher learning. I've learned that wraiths are easy to kill with cards, and I'm also going to learn about our new item, which is in this room over here. This room is one of my more hated rooms in the game, or at least it was. I think I figured out the way through it. Here's our next item.
Ah, the diabolical dice. A word of caution, don't throw them when you're alone. The fiends lack loyalty, and their notion of nourishment is quite disturbing.
So, those wraiths are part of the reason I really dislike this room. That, and you get a pretty lackluster item out of the room itself. The diabolical dice have a chance, and by that I mean around a 50% chance, of doing absolutely nothing. What they actually do is dependent on the number on the side of the die when you throw it. The number 1 throws and does nothing, and refunds your blue meta essence. The other numbers throw and give you different sizes of demons, and I think the number that's rolled depends on the number of enemies and a small amount on chance. So I would not really suggest using this item, I think I will for the sake of the LP, but... Again, see, I had one, so it's not going to summon anything. And I may well die because of it. Ah, here we go. So, that'll summon something. Little tiny demon. Don't exactly know what it's doing right now. Oh, it's fighting a single card guard. And it lost! Good. That was a good use of meta energy, I feel. Now I'm gonna have to spend a buttload of time recouping that, and throwing knives until things die. Here we are. Feel a bit more comfortable now. Even with a buttload more card guards in this room. Ah, there's another door over here. Let's go into this. Of course. Who would have thought? This statue of the Mad Hatter is really prolific, I feel. Let's move on. I'd say the gymnasium, right? There's our good friend Emo Smurf, waiting for us to come talk to him, as opposed to just, you know, jumping down. This is another one of those parts in the game which doesn't look too dangerous, and then it becomes incredibly annoying. A few of the reasons are these swinging lamps actually do knock you off, and there's a big hole in the bottom, so that's always fun.
The gymnasium should be safe. Guards never exercise, can't afford to lose the weight.
I never cared for sports at school. I don't have to put on a pinny, do I?
No, it wouldn't suit you. I've recalled one of the potion's ingredients. Mushrooms, lovely texture. What's that?
So there is a demon mode trigger over there, but I'm actually going to ignore it. I feel as though that's sort of a trap, because it puts you directly above a big hole, and there are a lot of wraiths, so there's a pretty good chance of you dying.